Hello and welcome to sunny Oman, where I'm here on Jebel Akhdar, one of the highest points in the region. A beautiful mountain, absolutely stunning scenery around me, to try out the new Nissan Patrol V6. Yes, you heard me right, V6. What Nissan has gone and done is ditched the base V8 version, which is 320 horsepower, and given it a new V6. Now, don't panic, the V8 is still available, but only in the full LE version, which is 5.6 litres and 400 horsepower. And of course, the Nismo version with 428 horsepower, that's still around too. But for now, base models will all get this 4-litre V6 from the Nissan Xterra. Nissan has retuned it extensively. They put a new ECU calibration and a few other bits and bobs. And power output now is about 275 horsepower and 394 Newton meters of torque. That's about 270-ish foot-pounds of torque. Now, will that really be able to cut the mustard in the Patrol? And the Xterra is a lot lighter car. Well, I'm about to find out on the road. But Nissan say it will. They've retuned it to deliver torque between 2 and 4,000 RPM on the road. That's the range that most of us drive around in. So they say you won't feel the difference. But really, the big takeaway you're going to get is 13% better fuel economy. And the reason we wanted greater fuel economy, or Nissan wants to get better fuel economy, is Saudi Arabia. Yes, Saudi Arabia has very restrictive fuel regulations coming in from next year, with demands that every company's got to have pretty good average fuel economy. So you're looking at lowering the overall fuel economy for the Nissan brand. So they can't very well sell lots of V8s. They've got to sell some better performing models as well. Hence this V6, and you can see that around the region coming soon, unfortunately. It's not my fault, I didn't ask for it. And the other reason, of course, is Land Cruiser, which Nissan is now outselling with the Patrol. If you can believe it, Patrol is now outselling Land Cruiser. 60% of Land Cruiser sales come from the V6. So it makes logical sense to offer a V6 to those people who don't really care about driving in the desert, don't really care about being the fastest one on the road, but just want a good, comfortable family car that delivers decent fuel economy. So that's where this V6 comes from. Transmissions are going to be 7-speed auto across the board, no more 5-speed. And no more 6-speed manual, because you didn't buy them. They brought them in for Safari crowd, for people who just want to really feel that V8, and guess what? None of you bought it, so bye-bye. So we've got the 7-speed auto, 4-litre V6, prices start at around 175,000 dirhams and head up to quite a bit. There are a lot of grades, it's incredibly confusing, but needless to say, Nissan expects this to be a big volume seller for the Patrol. You're expecting 60% of all sales to be this V6 car, so it kind of needs to be good. The question is, have they done it? Let's find out. So I'm just going to take you a quick walk around of the car, the new V6 Patrol, and just for those of you who are wondering, is there any really exterior differences that you can spot? And the answer is no, not really. Nissan's been very clever, because they're basically offering most of the same options that you get in the Patrol, the regular LE, SE, and so on. You get many trims. There's a new platinum trim. No, there's a new titanium trim. It's all very confusing. But most importantly, they haven't put a V6 badge on the exterior of the car. So there's no way to actually tell the difference between this and the regular LE. And that's quite obvious. They want people with less money to buy these cars and be happy with them and not feel like they've been shortchanged. People with the V8s, of course, might be slightly grumpy. People with the 320 horsepower V8s who bought them already might be very smug, and they probably should be. Look, it's got the same wheels. It's extremely hard to tell the difference. It's a pretty handsome beast though, isn't it? And of course it has the same off-road capability that you've come to expect from the Patrol, to say legendary. Nissan calls it slightly cheesily hero of all terrains. But you know what? It's a pretty capable thing. I'm just going to show you this engine, which I'm actually opening myself for the first time. Oh yeah, in case you're wondering, the interior, pretty much the same. Virtually no difference. All the classic Nissan cues that you've come to love. And of course, white leather, because the Middle East loves white leather. You want to see the back? Oh, I suppose I'll show you the back. Ignore all the crap in there, my bag stuffed in there with lots of stuff in it. But yeah, standard Patrol. You've seen one, you know what to expect. So I'm going to see if I can find this release. Oh, I found it. So now we're going to see if Imtishan can open a bonnet one-handed. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Behold, the mighty 4-litre engine. Is it that mighty? Oh, I don't know. Haven't really driven it that much yet. So 275 horsepower, as I mentioned before, at a fairly lofty 5,600 RPM. So if I had to guess, this car is going to rev a lot more than the V8. But that is not necessarily a bad thing. And look, as long as it gets the job done and it's not costing you an arm and a leg every month in fuel bills, then fine. Why complain? I have to say, I like V8s in big cars like this because they ultimately, I feel, use just as much petrol or not as much petrol because they're not stressing so much to move around the car around town and so forth. But let's see, this V6 is supposed to be pretty torquey, and Nissans are known for their torquey engines. So really, not much else to see here. Just a standard engine, really. It's nice that Nissan has pretty much got rid of all the cladding and things, so you don't have this whopping great plastic engine cover hiding stuff. So if you're in the desert and you need to, hook up an air compressor or clean an air filter, you can do that. All right, enough waffling for me on the exterior and the interior, and enough stressing about whether this V6 will be good enough. Let's just get on the road and let's just see if it cuts the mustard. So we've left that rugged track behind and we're out in mountain roads of Jebel Akhdar, seeing how the petrol V6 behaves. Off the line. Oh, it likes a good rev, it does. It likes a boot full of revs. About 4,000 RPM just to get off the line. This is a much heavier car, even though it's 100 kilos lighter overall. But it's getting up to speed, no problem. It's up to 60, 80. It's sort of broadly comparable, I guess, to the Land Cruiser V6. I mean, the Land Cruiser V6 feels very, very similar. That's also quite a heavy car and quite a small engine. Remember, this used to be pushed down by 5.6. Now it's a 4-liter. It's fine. The gearbox is working pretty hard, though. Off the line, it's a little bit more sluggish than the V8. The V8 likes 1,000 to 3,000 RPM. This likes 2,000 to 5,000. So you gotta let the engine rev out. But it's fine. I mean, it's fine. I think most people are not gonna have anything to complain about. The gearbox is shuffling gears. It's moving a lot. On mountain roads, it hunts a little bit, but it's not really a complaint. We're going downhill. The car needs to know that it's keeping a few lower gears just in case. And of course, you always have manual mode if you want. 7-speed auto, as I said before. Do I miss having a 5-speed? No, not really. It's a good 7-speed. Well, a stunning piece of scenery. Jebel Akhdar is amazing. I absolutely recommend it. It's like the best bits of Utah and Moab and Arizona all in one. Absolutely stunning. And I'm about to pass our hotel, which was the Alia in Jebel Akhdar, and I would recommend that as well. Alila tourist mode. So it's going to go up that way towards a really nice stretch of mountains and show you some really beautiful sights, some beautiful mountain switchbacks. So has the petrol been defanged with the loss of the V8? Has it actually become less manly? Definitely you feel the power deficit if you've driven the V8 before. It's definitely noticeable, but once you're up to speed, it's fine. And it's, I guess, hardly using any gas on about 80 to 100. The mountains will be the real test to see if the V8, sorry, V6, or Freudian slip, if the V6 can actually hold on. Oh, it's a bit of cornering, and a little too much cornering there because I'm looking at two things at once. This is a real test of the 7-speed auto to see if it can do it. It's a very long, sharp climb there. I expect to keep it around 3,000 RPM. Power climb the hill. 4,000 RPM and climbing. It's in 5th gear. It won't be in 5th gear. It will need 3rd or 4th. No problem. No problem at all. Do I miss the V8? A little bit. But the V8 also likes to rev a bit, so this isn't such a big surprise. Now, it's only me in the car. I don't know how this will perform with 5 other people and all their stuff. I imagine it definitely feel a little less power, but it's fine. It's getting up there, man. Look at that. It's amazing. We don't get anything like this in Dubai. Why don't we get anything like this in Dubai? I don't want this road to end. It's just so incredible. In fact, I wish I was here in a GTR or a 370Z. They would be spectacular to drive, I suspect. Petrol a little bit less so. So the steering's a bit heavier, surprisingly. The steering effort's a bit higher. They just retuned it differently. The car feels a little bit more nimble. I'm not going to say sporty because that would be ridiculous in the petrol. Oh, we're going to wash out. Let's just go through it. There I am coming through, and I am Sorry guys, sorry. Sorry, gone Eddie from Fox TV. They're doing the stand-up and I've just destroyed it. Alright, let's get away quickly so they won't know. Really tight switchback coming up. So this is like the Colle Turini, you know, Stelvio Pass. This is what it feels like. It feels a little bit more nimble. I'm gonna lock it in manual now, put it in second. Should be able to do it up here. This is how much a full turn and a turn and a half. This is a pulling off pretty much off idle. It's pulling. It's getting up the hill. I much prefer the manual mode in the. I know automatic really deals with this, with the exception of the incredible ZF V8. And there is a man blocking the road. And it is Gerard Saunier from Sport Auto. It's a very long turn and it's all on camera. Right, let's go. First gear. Uphill. Second gear. And right into a corner. Right into a corner. Let's not throw it around. Oh, let's throw it around. Who cares? Not bad. Not bad at all. Would the Nismo be better? Sure. But so would a GTR. But for most people, the kinds of people who are going to drive this car and who are on a budget, this is enough power. Not sure so sure about the desert though. The desert needs a lot of power for the big climbs. This feels torquey, but the power is really high up in the rev band. So it's going to be interesting. The only way to solve that, of course, is to drive this car in the desert. And for that, we'll need to return to the UAE. But for now, I think the Patrol, while you might say a little bit cynical as a car, because obviously it's designed to hit a different kind of market, a more affordable market, I think it's a pretty decent car. I think most people are going to be satisfied with the power delivery. And to be honest, they don't have a choice because there no longer is a V8, so for the base model. So I think, yeah, good enough, just about good enough. And remember, I'm in a platinum level car with all the toys, all the trim, and the money I've saved over a V8 is pretty substantial. And I'm going to continue saving money because I'm spending less money on gas. So, win, win, win. Of course, I'm honor bound to admit that I would still like a V8. But, you know, they sell one, so everybody wins. Thanks for watching. Hopefully see you again in Dubai soon. Watch us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and all the rest. See you later.